Are you an aspiring creative in entertainment, business, fashion, design, or the arts? Do you want to elevate your creative passion project to the next level? Then this show is for you. Whether you want a career in television, film, radio, literature, music, or beyond, Creative Breakthrough will show you how to take your dreams and turn them into reality. This show will not only leave you feeling motivated and inspired, but also provide you real-life tools to pursue the creative journey you have always wanted. I'm your host, creative coach, and chicken wing lover, Shereen Kassam, aka the Funny Brown Girl. Yes, I have an unhealthy obsession with chicken wings. Now, get ready to flex your creative muscle. Welcome back to another episode of the Creative Breakthrough. I'm your host, Shereen Kassam. Hey, before we get started today, just a couple of announcements. If you're interested in becoming a full-time creative entrepreneur or joining the fashion industry or doing social good, check out last week's episode with JG Iodelli, the co-founder of Tondo Shoes. Also, if you want to learn more about my story or learn how to become a stand-up comedian, check out an amazing podcast I did with someone based out of France. Yes, I am on a French podcast, y'all, and his accent is cute. Check out Waves by Max Solarno. Also, don't forget to sign up for my newsletter where I'll be including any competitions or fellowships for creatives and artists. So this week, I really wanted to talk to you guys about how to promote yourself. That was the topic on hand. But I'm going to wait 2 weeks to do this topic. So if you have any questions, send them to me at info@funnybrownGirl.com or via social media. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at FunnyBrownGirl. Now, why am I holding off on how to promote yourself? Because I thought it was a really important time to talk about being grateful. I love watching the news. I'm addicted sometimes to watching the news or listening or reading the news. I have the BBC app on my phone that I read every morning. I check out the Skim. I read Quartz briefly. I'm on watching CNN. And 2 stories have been popping up over the last week. The first one is the Jussie Smollett case. Now, for those of you who don't know, some of you may be sick of this story, but really quick recap. Jussie Smollett is an actor on Empire, a Fox TV show that's been around, I think it's in season 5, if I'm not mistaken. Terrence Howard is on it. Taraji Henson is on it. So basically, what happened was there was a hate crime. He was assaulted at 2 a.m. in Chicago. He was hungry, he says. He went out to Subway at 2 a.m. 2 white men attacked him, put a noose on him, threw bleach on him, and yelled at him. This is MAGA country, which means Make America Great Again, which is the slogan for Donald Trump, our current president. Now, the police started to investigate it, and there was a lot of holes in the story. For example, Jussie wouldn't turn over his cell phones, and then they couldn't find video surveillance of the attack happening. And the story just got complicated, and now the police are saying that Jussie Smollett faked the attack and that this never happened. And Jussie put this whole show on because he was dissatisfied with his salary on Empire. Okay, I don't know what the real story is. I feel like there's more that's gonna come out. So I don't want to make accusations. But what I do want to say about the story, where it stands right now, is that Jussie Smollett makes $65,000 an episode. In one season, he has 18 episodes. So he's making well over $1 million a season. Now, $65,000 can be considered on the low end. People that I was able to find and what salaries they're making are on some really hit TV shows on NBC, CBS, ABC. I mean, I was looking at Big Bang Theory, Friends, This Is Us. I don't know what the rankings are for Empire, so I can't say whether $65,000 is a good price or not. So if you think it's not a good price, then get your lawyers at the table to negotiate for you. And if you don't think your lawyers are doing a good job, find new lawyers. And what I'm trying to say here is don't, just because I'm kind of downplaying $65,000, don't let people underpay you for your talent. So what I'm saying is that Jussie Smollett has every right to be angry if he thinks he's getting paid less, and maybe he's getting paid less than his co-stars. I don't know. But 2 things, okay? First of all, Jussie Smollett is also a singer. He gets to wake up every day and do what he loves. He gets to pursue his passion. Now, whether or not he's happy about that or excited about that, maybe that excitement is gone. I don't know. But he needs to be grateful. He needs to be grateful for the opportunities that he has right now that other people would die to have. I can tell you that people would die to be on Empire. They would take half the salary. And I say that because as a comedian and even as a speaker, I have people trying to undercut me all the time. I mean, somebody will say, I'll give you $500 to do this. And then somebody will be like, I'll do it for free. People are always willing to do something for free just for the limelight. So Jussie Smollett needs to be grateful. He also needs some really good lawyers and get better lawyers. If you're not happy with $65,000, sit at the table like a man and go negotiate your salary, okay? I've taken negotiation classes. Nowhere in my negotiation class did they say go fake a hate crime on yourself. Like, that's just not one of the options. Basically, to negotiate is to sit down like adults and throw numbers around. And we can totally do an episode on how to negotiate if y'all think that that would be important, because supposedly some people are struggling with it. That's all I'm saying. Also, if you guys are going to, just to give you guys some like advice, in case you guys ever decide to fake a hate crime on yourself, get your story straight. So Jussie says that 2 white men threw a noose on him, put bleach on him, and yelled at him. But now it turns out that he hired 2 Nigerian men from Empire that were extras to do this for him. So they helped him in the assault. All I'm saying is get your story straight. If you're going to say 2 white men threw bleach on you, make sure there's 2 white men in the vicinity of the security cameras so that the story adds up, okay? Now, what I want to leave you with is 2 things. 1, I want to repeat, you need to be grateful for where you are. You need to be grateful for the people who got you to where you are. Jussie also went on Good Morning America and had this tearful story about how this attack has changed him forever and it's broken him. And honestly, I believe that if he hadn't done that interview, this case wouldn't have gotten the national publicity that it did. And he could have flown low and sort of just handled this case the way he wanted. The police may have not gotten involved to the degree that they did, but he got everybody's emotions worked up because these were people rooting for him. These were people in his corner, in his camp, that made him who he is today. And he disappointed them all. He let them all down. He made them feel like he took advantage of them instead of being grateful for them being in his corner and for giving him the opportunity or pushing him into an opportunity to get the spotlight, to get the limelight, to be on one of the most watched TV shows on Fox. So I'm going to leave you with an Instagram quote because for those of you who don't know me, I love Instagram quotes. I think that a lot of times they bring a lot of perspective to a situation. So today the quote is, "Human nature is to want what we don't have and to dwell on the negatives instead of celebrating what we do have and focusing on what's going well." I'm going to give you a personal example real quick. I had an audition on Monday and I was really excited about it because they were looking for a woman of Middle Eastern descent. And when I got to the audition, there were 6 women and I was the only one who was Middle Eastern. Like the rest of them were not Middle Eastern, but they were trying to pretend, kind of like when my agent sends me to be Hispanic or African American. So I get to this audition, I kill it, I get a callback, I drive out to Tampa, and I don't book the part, which means there was 3 women at the callback and the other 2 women obviously were not Middle Eastern. So I lost the callback, or I lost the booking to 2 women who are not even Middle Eastern. Do I feel bad about myself? A little bit. Yes. I feel disappointed. I feel a little angry. I feel a little sad. I mean, all those emotions are totally normal when you don't get what you were really hoping for, but I'm not going to go stage a hate crime. What I'm going to do is work harder. What I'm going to do is be grateful that I even got sent on the audition, that I even got a callback. I'm grateful that I was able to drive from Orlando to Tampa without getting a flat tire. And I say that because I'm not supposed to be driving on my tires right now because they are prone for flat tires because they need to be changed. But I just haven't had time and I need to get that done. But what I'm saying is that there was so much more to be grateful for. I know people who are not even getting sent out on bookings right now, whose agents haven't even contacted them this season, who can't figure out how to get a callback, who've never booked a commercial. And I'm lucky that I've actually booked something in the past. So there's people out there who don't have vehicles to get places, like if they had to get to Tampa. And so these are things that you just have to say to yourself, I am grateful for all these things. And you know what? Yesterday, when I didn't get the phone call that I was going to get the shoot, that I had locked in the shoot, I actually got 3 extra phone calls or 3 separate phone calls with additional opportunities to go pursue. So the more grateful you are, I believe, the more opportunities will come your way. Now, this is none of that secret stuff. Like, I don't know if you all have ever read The Secret, where it's like, put it out in the universe for what you want. Yes, I believe that it's important to put it out in the universe what you want, because people need to know what you want, so that if the opportunity comes their way, they're like, oh, well, Shereen had said that she wanted that, so I'm going to go tell her this. I don't 100% believe that The Secret is all about like, I want to be rich, so tomorrow I'm going to be rich. I think you still have to put in the hard work behind it, but I do believe that the more grateful you are, the more opportunities are able to come to you, because you're able to see those opportunities. So for example, if I had been in a really bad mood yesterday and I started crying and I was just angry at the world and depressed, when those other 3 phone calls came in, I probably, 1, wouldn't have taken them because I was in no mood to talk to anyone. And 2, while they were speaking, if I had answered while they were speaking to me, I still would have been dwelling about the past, about the audition that I didn't get, instead of thinking about these opportunities in the future that were even better. I mean, I got asked to come to Africa and speak. I mean, how cool is that? So somebody in Africa has heard this podcast, has seen me perform comedy. I don't know how they found me. I should have asked that question. And now they want me to come out to Africa, and they want me to talk to the youth of Africa about creativity, about my journey, about working at Fortune 100 companies. I mean, never in a million years would I think that I would get that opportunity. And that phone call came yesterday, the same day that I didn't book this commercial. So what I'm leaving you with is that don't dwell on the negative. Instead, celebrate what we have and focus on what's going well. The second story I want to quickly talk about is Jordyn Woods. Now, I'm hating myself a little bit because I never thought that I would be talking about the Kardashians on this podcast. But for those of you who don't know, Jordyn Woods is the best friend of Kylie Jenner, the youngest sister of the Kardashians. Jordyn Woods has built her career by being Kylie Jenner's best friend. She lives with Kylie. She's on the Good American line, the clothing line that Kylie has. She's on the TV show Keeping Up with the Kardashians. She's on The Life of Kylie. She has 8 million followers on Instagram, which is really big when you think about it. Like, she has no claim to fame other than being Kylie's best friend, and she has 8 million followers. So you know that people have seen her, that she's been in the spotlight, that she is one of the Kardashians, basically. Now, the story is that Khloe was dating this guy named Tristan Thompson, who's a basketball player. And when she was about to give birth to their baby, he cheated on her, but she accepted it and took him back for the sake of the baby. And so he has this history of cheating, but he went and hooked up with Jordyn Woods. So now the best friend is hooking up with the boyfriend. And I don't have words for that, because number one rule in the entertainment industry or any industry is don't bite the hand that feeds you. Loyalty is law. The Kardashian family built up Jordyn Woods, and now she's gone and betrayed them, okay? Instead of betraying them, there was millions of other men that she could have been with, millions of other men she could have hooked up with. She should be saying thank you to the Kardashians for the opportunity. She needs to say thank you for everything you've done for me, because now all of that's gone. Like, Kylie has already asked her to move out of the house. I mean, you ruined it all for one guy. I don't really have much else to say about that because I don't want to dwell on the Kardashians. But what I just wanted to say, that whole experience between Jordyn Woods and Jussie Smollett is they just need to take a step back in their careers. They need to take a step back and realize they're not invincible. They can be brought down by the law. And I'm not saying Jordyn Woods is going to be... There's no law involved here, but I mean, the Kardashians are going to take her down. So say thank you for the opportunities you get, because anger and fear will take you down. If you're angry or jealous, your life will be filled with anger and jealousy. Like, look at the people around you. Look at the toxic people around you. The ones that I've told you to cut out of your lives. The ones who are angry and jealous, they just can't get out of that bubble. And so everything that everybody else does bothers them. Don't be like that. Every morning, I want you to say to yourself 3 things that you're grateful for. Now, people say to do this right when you wake up. I'll be honest with you. I don't remember this when I wake up. I do this on my drive into my job. So whenever you have some downtime, just think about things that you're grateful for. My boyfriend and I actually have a routine. Every night when we go to bed, when we lay in bed, we turn off the lights and we tell each other something exciting that happened to us today, something exciting that we're looking forward to tomorrow, and then 3 things that we're grateful for. And sometimes we do 5 things, sometimes we do 7 things. Depends how catty I want to be with him. Because sometimes I'll be like, tell me 12 things you're grateful for. Because as hard as that sounds, it's not that hard to come up with 12 things to be grateful for. Because put it into perspective, okay? There's 7 billion people in the world. 7 billion. A majority of those people live under $2 a day, okay? They live in tents. They don't have air conditioning. They don't have heat. They don't have running water. They don't have plumbing. They don't know when their next meal is coming. Some of them don't know where their parents are. Some of them live away from their parents because their parents had to send them away for whatever reason. That happens a lot in China. The parents are working in the work in the manufacturing plants in the city center, and they leave their kids back in the villages. So put things in perspective and think about what you're grateful for. For example, as you're listening to this podcast, right? You should be grateful that you have a smartphone device. You should be grateful that you have the ability to hear. Be grateful that you have access to the internet. Be grateful that you probably just ate or you're going to be able to have a meal today. Be grateful that you have clothes on your body, that hopefully you took a shower this morning, that you had indoor plumbing. Again, you have clean air to breathe. You know, in India and China, they don't have clean air right now to breathe. They're under like these smog attacks where they can't go outside. So commit to giving gratitude. And I don't want to be one of those wishy-washy podcast hosts who are like, do it for 30 days and you're going to feel better. But I do urge you to give gratitude. Give gratitude that you're alive. Give gratitude that you're healthy. And maybe you're not 100% healthy. Maybe you have back pain like I do, or maybe you have asthma, or maybe you have sleep apnea. But think about all the other parts of your life, that are healthy. The fact that you maybe can walk or eat or talk or see or smell. Like, think about all the other things. Think about all the opportunities that you have in front of you. Think about the people in your life who bring you joy and love. And especially be grateful for the hard times. And I say that because the more grateful you are for the hard times, the more you'll appreciate the good times. Once you take into perspective that you had a hard time, then you can understand when things are going well for you. But if you dwell on the hard time, then you're always just going to think that you're having a hard time. Now, if you think that reminding yourself to be grateful every day is going to be difficult, there's actually journals that you can purchase to do this. I want to leave you guys with this quote. The secret of happiness is to count your blessings while others are adding up their troubles. Again, Instagram quote, love this one. So relatable. Count your blessings. Don't add up your troubles. Jussie Smollett, Jordyn Woods, count your blessings. Think again about all the people who would die for your opportunities. I mean, I have no problem writing to the Empire cast or the Empire staff right now and being like, yo, write me in for Jussie Smollett. Like, I know I'm not a gay African-American man, but we can make this work. Okay. So with that, I just want to remind you all, like, you're going to have tough times in this career path. You're going to have the entertainment industry is hard. The creative space is hard, but you just have to stay positive, stay grateful, stay grateful that you even have the talent to go and pursue the passions that you want to pursue. Feel grateful that you found the passion. Feel grateful that you are taking those steps to pursue those passions. There are people out there, and I swear to God, there are people who have come up to me and said, Shereen, I don't have any passions in my life. And we've sat down for hours having coffee, talking about stuff, and literally cannot find anything that the person's passionate about. They're just blah. And no offense if you're listening, but like, some people just don't have it in them. They don't have anything that excites them. And we have something that excites us. And for that, I am so grateful, because that's what makes my world just revolve. Like, it makes me go on day after day after day. And so I hope that you all can understand the importance of being grateful and will commit to giving gratitude instead of watching these celebrities throw everything away because of jealousy and anger and whatever not about their salaries. So with that, I want to say, go flex your creative muscle and keep winning. Hey, before you hit pause, did you find this episode helpful and enjoyable? If so, could you leave an Apple Podcast, aka iTunes review? It'll take you less than 1 minute and mean the world to me. The more ratings and reviews the show gets, the more people are able to find this podcast. If you're unsure how to leave a review, no worries. If you're on your iPhone or iPad, go to the homepage of this show and scroll down to Write a Review. Click on it and you'll be able to rate and review the show. If you're on a Mac, from iTunes, go to the show homepage and on the top, click Ratings and Reviews. Also, please subscribe to get the latest episodes once they drop. If you enjoyed the episode and know someone who would love it, please share. From your iPhone, click on the icon with 3 dots and then share via social media, email, or text. If you want to hear more, head over to funnybrownGirl.com/podcast. You can also find me online. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at FunnyBrownGirl. Also, sign up for my free newsletter for more tips to advance your creative journey at funnybrownGirl.com/subscribe. And again, if you enjoyed the show, do me a favor and subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts. Now, go flex your creative muscle and keep winning. Thank you for listening. See you next week.